Okay, so I have all this wood that's left over from building the deck and replacing the patio stud. So these are left over. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this scrap wood and turn it into a planter. So in addition to the 4 posts that I have, I will also be using a 4 feet by 5 feet scrap plywood later on. That's part of the list of material that I have for this build. And I'm taking the 7 feet posts, cutting it down to 3.5 feet each for my support. Here is the 4 feet by 5 feet scrap plywood. This plywood used to be for my countertop. So here's the side panel for the planter. So I don't have any plans for this stuff. All this is in my head. That's why I don't have a cut list, how tall it's going to be, how wide is it going to be. I'm just, whatever pieces of scrap I have, that's what I'm working off of. And hopefully everything fits in the end. So I laid the 2 3.5 inch posts, 3.5 feet posts in the ground, lining them up, and then just screw them in. So each post gets a 3 set of decking screws. So I am using clamps to clamp the 2 sides together, married by the side panel. So once everything is nice and clamped, I can adjust the I don't know, was it the levelness of it, and I try to put all the screws in the same distance on all corners, just in case I want to do something decorative later on. So here is the center support beam from the box. And of course, this was not planned. I didn't know what to do. So I said, hey, I got these scrap, what is it, pressure treated 2x4. So I just chopped them all up, and as luck will have it, I had enough to use as my base. And they work out pretty good because it made it nice and sturdy. And not to mention it's rot resistant, so that was a plus. And here I have some cedar planks. So these are already cut to this size or this length because these belong to my fence. So when I was fixing my fence, I had these leftover pieces, and now they come to use. So they're spaced out with little holes so that water will drain, and they fit nicely. Miraculously, I had just enough to fill in this box, so that was a plus. So now that I know that when I will be using my planter, I will be leaning on it, touching it, whatever with it. So I decided to put a chamfer on all edges so that if I have to touch the box, it's not a sharp corner. It's nice and chamfered. So that's what I decided to do. And going with the theme of leftover, here's my leftover stain. I'm staining the front, the side, the back, the bottom, just to make sure that when it rains or when I spray water at it or when the sprinkler comes on, the wood is protected. I don't put the stain inside the box because I don't want to eat stain. Well, when my plants grow, I don't want them to eat stain. So no stain inside the box. Here I'm laying out liner in the box. So this liner is actually just, what do you call it, a 32 or 34 gallon trash bag. So just lay them out, and I have my stapler staple the plastic on. Just making sure that, parts that will be touching water or soil will be protected from the moisture. and just cutting them down in size. And I think I ended up using four of these bags. I could have opened them up, but I wanted double later, so I just left them alone. Just in case, I don't know, it wears down later on. So once it is all stapled in, I will then take my scissor and then just poke holes, or in this case, just drag the bag so that when there is water in this box planter, it will drain. So this is my drainage. So I do it all over the place. So here it is with the soil inside. I actually use my compost, my homemade compost soil. So here I have my basil and green onion and chili, and I hope you like it. This is how it looks like now.